I needed a backup jack for my garage, and Harbor Freight recently came out with this, their Pittsburgh 3-ton low-profile jack, but in gray. They do sell another similar jack, but in red, which is essentially the same thing on paper. It's got a flexible lifting range with a rated 6,000 pound max capacity. Although this feature is nothing new to modern jacks, I really do like the rapid pump technology to quickly jack up a vehicle. Harbor Freight has always made good, affordable jacks, which was one of the reasons how I got into car repair. With this steel 3-ton low-profile jack, you can use this as your primary jack or a backup. I plan to use it as a backup jack mainly for suspension work. I'm going to go ahead and follow these instructions before using the jack. I'm going to go ahead and top off the hydraulic oil, and then we'll go ahead and take this out for a spin.
Later.
I haven't put the cover back on yet, but after checking the oil multiple times and bleeding it, I'm going to go ahead and test to see how many times it takes for the handle to lift the saddle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and about 6.5. On paper, this jack is rated at 3 1/8 inches, which is correct if you don't account for the outer ridge on the saddle, but when we account for it, we're looking at 3 3/8 inches instead. And at max height, we're looking at about 19 7/8 of an inch. Build quality is pretty good overall, but of course only time can tell how long things last. But when I'm bringing down the saddle, it makes a weird sound. Hopefully that sound goes away over time. Comparing to its red alternative, this model does have better welds. I got a wooden block on the saddle, and one thing I do like about these steel jacks too is that you can stick a magnetic flashlight right onto it. That way it can help you illuminate some of the dark places like underneath the vehicle. Let's bring the car in the air. Well, it looks like that's as high as it'll go. And the wheel is about 8 1/4 inches off the ground. This is plenty of room to go ahead and work under the vehicle. Just make sure to use some jack stands. The Pittsburgh is a very impressive jack, and it can also get a vehicle off the ground with good clearance underneath. Next to my Daytona Super Duty jack that I've been using for almost 5 years, the Pittsburgh is significantly smaller and lighter weight, making it ideal for passenger vehicles and, in my case, a backup jack. As mentioned before, it seems like the welds have been improved compared to its older red alternative, which seemed to be on par with my Daytona Super Duty. At the time of this review, I paid $159.99 for this jack. That's a pretty reasonable price for today, considering its lifting range and capacity. When I bought my Daytona Super Duty 5 years ago, I paid $179.99 on sale for it, which is an absolute steal compared to today's inflated market. Unfortunately, we may never see those prices ever again, as I can only assume this jack would have costed around $90 if it were released 5 years ago.
Name something people inflate. Well,
Price! But I digress. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate the support. As always, thank you for watching.